Today's horoscope, Taurus September 28, 2024. Discover your future with my daily horoscope for you about love, work, health, money and compatibility with other signs. The temptation to overspend or overindulge can be with you today, as a Venus-Jupiter aspect can temporarily blur your understanding of your actual needs. Watch for a tendency to focus on everything except the most important thing on your agenda. Still, if you genuinely need a break, find a way to take the time for it. Procrastination can increase stress levels, so consider whether it's worth it. Today's energies can also affect relationships since it can be hard to please not only yourself but others around you. Nevertheless, conversations can be productive once you find the chance to focus, and it's a good time for a creative project. Venus, currently transiting your partnership sector, encourages a pleasant focus on your relationships in the weeks ahead. It's also a fantastic transit for learning something inspiring about yourself through another's eyes. You understand intense passion when it comes to love and relationships. This is just how you've been made. However, with your planetary ruler, Venus, to her detriment, the zodiac sign of Scorpio, rocky ups and downs could be upon you. When our lesser benefic visits this water sign, we area all or nothing in our pursuit of love, intimacy, and commitment. Luckily, if you are in alignment with your one and only, things could crank up the heat and fast, giving you more time to enjoy each other. If single, you could be feeling extra needy and frustrated that you cannot express your sensuality as potently and perfectly as you'd like. You may want something so much more in your working relationships and commitments. A desire for more meaningful work arrangements will arise when the moon in Leo squares Venus in Scorpio. On one hand, you may benefit from more light-hearted commitments. There are pros to non-committal work relationships and unserious commitments. On the other hand, you may want something more substantial if you are ready for something serious. If this is the case, then take your time to consider what you truly want from your work relationships and commitments before making any significant changes. Keeping yourself in good shape is one of the things you can really be proud of. Your health is the sum total of all the time you put into keeping fit, eating right and staying out of harm's way. Dedicate yourself to this noble effort now. Favor doing for yourself over doing for others when it comes to your health. What you do for yourself in regard to your own health will go much further than anything you can do for someone else. Today is going to be positive, notably in terms of your relationships. You will be able to take advantage of this to establish close ties with someone among your family or friends. However, don't rush to be the one that takes the first step because today's vibrations indicate that you should let those close to you take action first. In addition, try to make the projects you have with others progress and exchange viewpoints with those you collaborate with, but without radically modifying your plans. Being a better listener doesn't mean changing your own opinion. As Mercury settles into his first full day in your work sector, he benefits from the presence of both the Sun and the asteroid Juno, known as the Queen of Commitment. Additionally, Venus has already moved through this area, leaving you with a roadmap to follow. The Sun now shines a spotlight on your work situation, job matters, and available options, while Juno provides you with the resolve to do whatever it takes for as long as necessary. Now that Mercury is here to focus on timing and details, there is nothing left to wait for ahead of next week's eclipsing new moon. Mercury's departure from your romantic sector may have left it empty. The moon will continue to return every 4 weeks and its next visit is just 2 days away. While the focus is shifting more towards your relationships, 2 months after returning for what is normally a 14 to 15 day mission to give your heart a voice and to put heart and mind on the same page, Mercury has left you with everything needed to keep the spirit of romance alive. Daily Planetary Overview. How can you have the best of both worlds when it comes to love? Today's cosmic energy might make you feel a bit torn. With the moon in Leo squaring Venus in Scorpio, you could find yourself wanting 2 very different things: deep, intense intimacy on one hand, and light, carefree fun on the other. It might seem like you have to choose between these 2 desires, but the truth is, you don't. The key lies in finding balance. Love doesn't have to be all or nothing. It can be both intimate and joyful, passionate yet playful. Have you ever had a relationship where you felt both fully connected and still able to laugh and be silly together? That's the energy you can embrace today. Sometimes, we forget how powerful that sense of connection is. When life feels overwhelming, it's easy to pull away and try to handle everything solo. But the truth is, we often find clarity and strength through others. Have you ever had a problem that felt unmanageable until you talked it out with someone close to you, and suddenly, it didn't seem so overwhelming? That's the kind of support that's available to you now. Don't be afraid to reach out for it. You might also find yourself involved in a lot of discussions or joint activities right now, and it's easy to get swept up in the excitement of sharing your thoughts. Your passion is admirable, but be mindful of how you're coming across. Have you ever been in a situation where you were so eager to make your point that it came off as a bit overbearing? We've all been there. Today, it's important to stay open to other people's opinions and avoid the temptation to push your viewpoint too hard. Being a bit more diplomatic can prevent unnecessary conflict and help you foster better relationships, both personally and professionally. In fact, today is ripe with opportunities for positive experiences and meaningful connections. You have a natural charm and openness right now that's drawing people to you, so enjoy it. Whether it's meeting new people or deepening existing relationships, this is a great time to embrace socializing. Have you noticed how sometimes the simplest interactions can lead to exciting opportunities? Keep an open mind. You never know where a casual conversation might lead. Maybe you'll make a new friend, or perhaps you'll deepen a bond with someone special. Helping others is also highlighted today, and there's a strong chance that your kindness will come back to you in unexpected ways. Have you ever noticed that when you give selflessly, people are more than willing to return the favor? A conversation with someone special is on the horizon, and it could have a very rewarding and positive outcome. This could be the perfect time to address something that's been on your mind or to strengthen a relationship that matters to you. On the practical side of things, if you've been working toward a big goal or project, today's energy supports turning your ideas into reality. But remember, it's important to allocate your resources wisely and not get too carried away by the excitement of a breakthrough. Have you ever gotten so caught up in the momentum of something going well that you overlooked the details? Today's message is about staying grounded and making sure you have a solid plan in place. Don't hesitate to accept advice from Taurus. It could make all the difference in achieving your goals. At the same time, trust in your own abilities. Your influence and input are more valuable than you realize, so don't doubt yourself. However, when it comes to financial matters, you might want to be extra cautious today. If you've been absorbed in your own world or feeling distracted, this isn't the time to dive into complicated deals or take on risky investments. Have you ever rushed into a decision because it felt urgent, only to regret it later? That's the kind of energy you want to avoid today. Stick to the essentials and resist the temptation to overextend yourself. The good news is that your financial instincts will bounce back into €. This is just a momentary pause to reassess. So, take a breath, focus on the basics, and know that things will smooth out soon. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Where in your life are you feeling this push and pull between intensity and lightness, or between routine and spontaneity? Are there areas where you've been craving more balance? Maybe you've had an experience where opening up to someone changed your perspective, or perhaps you've been sitting on a creative project that's ready to come to life. Share your stories in the comments. Let's encourage each other to embrace this energy of balance, openness, and connection today. The universe is offering you the best of both worlds, and it's yours to explore.